been coming in a little bit more popularity, I think, at least in the NA scene, with the Mask of Madness PL, which I'm not a big fan of, but people are starting to do.
What did you say?
At least in the NA
Mask
scene,
of Madness PL
with the Mask of Madness.
All right.
It's a big fan of, but people are starting to do. I think you follow the Book of Arteezy. I think it's that, but I'm not entirely sure. Or might no, I think it might be BSJ actually, promo code BSJ. But don't quote me on that.
All right. I'm just gonna leave you with the BSJ. Following BSJ's advice, it's like your own problem. Let's see. Storm Spirit coming out though.
You guys are a bunch of haters. Just want to say that.
Hey man, do you have your own promo code?
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Is it as popular as promo code BSJ?
It is not.
Yeah, then you can't talk.
But I'm not here to promote myself. I'm here to cast Dota. So, anyways, okay. Sand King, fairly good at picking off heroes with ancient action. He's gonna be able to gank in the early game. Probably like winning Storm Spirit's lane is gonna be super important. The Storm Spirit, like being able to dodge charges, zip through them. Avoid getting picked off by Batrider is super important. Plus, they lack any real lockdown for Storm Spirit. Like, Ball Lightning is a very good counter to both Spirit Breaker's ultimate and charge. Lasso is the only real thing that they have to it, and it's really difficult to grab a Storm Spirit with Lasso, given like his general position. So, we're gonna see what Virtus.pro's answer to the Spirit is in the next pick. But I really like Virtus.pro's draft so far. Super solid.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about the Storm Spirit, at least in the laning phase, because a lot of aggression can fall on him. But I do like the idea where Team Spirit is coming in. The AoE out of Virtus.pro isn't the strongest. They do have a little bit in terms of Nature's Prophet ulti and some Firefly damage, but now you see this Chaos Knight AA combo, which has become super popular. Normally, a lot of teams actually pick this up in the first two phases. So I'm really surprised that they didn't ban this hero out before, but maybe they thought that, oh, they see the Necrophos in the AA, and Necrophos is usually a safe lane hero, that they wouldn't pick up this Chaos Knight. But VP answering back straight away with the Leshrac. The classic counter all the way from back in TI5, when the PL was running rampant. Leshrac became super popular in terms of countering that out, all these illusion-based heroes. So yeah. I can understand why they're going with this Lesh pick here.
Well, Leshrac's definitely AoE incarnate, I guess you could say.
Yeah, he's Mr. AoE.
Right, not everyone has the right proper names. I believe Patience should be Lil.
Yeah,
and Pasha, and
Pasha.
Yeah, no one on I am so fucking ready. So that's good to know. He needs to be ready on the Leshrac, right, to be able to just not get caught out, because it's always been the one weakness of the hero, the one big weakness, that if he gets caught out, he's just dead if someone so much as looks at him.
Yeah, he is pretty squishy. Even though he can output a lot of damage, he's gonna have to build a lot of tank. He's gonna have to get his Octarine, his Bloodstone, to keep himself alive in these team fights, because I do imagine he's gonna get focused down pretty quickly.
Well, we'll see how this game goes. Last couple of times these two teams matched up against each other. VP won, but the last matchup was quite a while ago, so doesn't really count for too much. Overall though, VP, being the TI team, probably coming in as the favorites here as we head into game one of this best of 3. In case you are unfamiliar with how the format works, it's basically 2 groups, 4 teams each, double elimination brackets, and the top 2 teams move on into a single elimination bracket. All of that in a span of 3 days. We're gonna have VP versus Team Spirit, afterwards Vega versus DD, and then the winners match of this group right here on this stream. Over on BTS2 we'll have Empire versus Effect, Navi versus M19, and that winners match. Tomorrow we'll have the losers match as well as the finals, and then on the 20th, on Wednesday, we'll have the full-on single elimination bracket. So plenty of Dota here to be played for this one qualifier. There's a billion others going on at the same time as well. So hopefully we'll get through it.
Drag and drop. I'm a little curious. are you now currently looking at Nature's Prophet?
I am now that you mention it, yes.
Okay, I don't know. My camera is locked to someone else's camera.
Oh yeah, you
So
need to
I'm not
restart
sure
Dota.
who I'm looking at. Okay.
I think it happens when you spectate a game beforehand.
Ah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
So restart should fix that. Yeah, nothing too crazy happening here so far, apart from this bounty rune steal here. Went straight forward and bullied. Was that they bullied DK Phobos out of lane.
GGVP. They won. Got all 3 bounty, or got 3 out of 4 bounty runs. The game's over at this point. You know.
Do you guys remember that stat where it was like if the team, when the bounty runes were in the river and a team got both bounty runes, they had like an 80% chance of winning the game?
Yep.
It's a very different patch from that one, though.
It's a very different patch from now, but I was just remembering it.
Ooh. We're gonna miss Flesh Track mid lane.
I'm so confused by this already. Also when stun first, like what's the build here? Do we still go like stun and Diabolic Edict? Or is the Lightning Storm actually still viable?
They argue the Lightning Storm just doesn't do enough damage worth the mana cost right now, but at the same time, sometimes Diabolic Edict isn't really usable. It's always usable in the way that you get to push tower. Obviously, you need to max stun almost always, because the radius increases and it suddenly becomes landable as you increase it. But
yeah, I've been seeing a lot of Lestrax actually prioritizing the Split Earth just for the AoE and be able to catch heroes, because a lot of times people don't expect it, having that large AoE with the Split Earth, and they're just like, all right, I'm gonna get lightning stormed, whatever, and then you get stunned, and then they max Diabolic afterwards, and you just die. There's nothing else you can do, and then you're sad, and then you're dead.
Then Leshrac throws out the Disco Pony taunt, then you feel really bad. But right now, it's gonna be FNG on the Sanking with the anime names, gonna be super annoying. Lap them a couple of times with those pincers.
he's part of the problem.
Yeah. The Shrek already out of region, so he's gonna have to hold on long enough for him to pick up his bottle. Top lane, what's going on here? Okay. Just caught it in time, and I was wondering, Nature's Prophet started off like hanging around on the top lane, but is there any reason why you would not lane the Batrod against Necrophos? Not really, so they realize it too, put Pasha up there, and bottom lane, the charge comes through, Biber. Do they have enough damage? Should be here, that is. Oh no, maybe not. Felt like that would have been enough.
There was one last auto attack coming out from Lil, but it didn't quite connect just so soon.
Surviving by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, but this top lane is what I wanted to talk about. As it actually, it was going to be going bottom lane. Chaos Knight in a little bit of trouble. He might get taken out. The Treant block. Oh my god.
Damn, didn't catch that because I was checking OBS. Sorry guys, but yeah, I mean this off lane. Not really working out for Team Spirit so far, is it? Now the TP from Patience.
Everyone gets the...
Gonna find the courier. Oh, see, one right click, not gonna be enough.
No, couriers are phased. Walks right through the creeps. Didn't quite get it in time. No Ancient Apparition chasing around the jungle. He wants blood. Jordan Spirit having no teleport to get out.
Lane Pasha will be able to cut his way through the creeps. They made that rotation here, LTW. Now taking over safe lane and farm, but where does that leave the Necrophos? He's on level 2, so I don't... Can you really survive down bottom either? Oh, middle lane, okay, there it is, Stone Spirit. Won't be able to bring him down.
Yeah, there's that aggression that I mentioned in the drafts. This is the Storm Spirit is really susceptible to ganks. He's 285 mood speed. It's hard for him to move around, even though he is pretty tanky in terms of HP and armor. But you have a lot of magic damage in terms of the bash, because the bash is actually magical damage. A lot of people don't consider that. And the Diabolic Edict is going to rip right through you. So Iceberg needs to be careful here, as 9 Pasha might be getting ganked up here in the top lane.
Quick reactions there, turning around on his heels as he sees these two heroes.
Yeah.
Did plop down the wards so they are earlier, so they can keep an eye on things for a little while longer. They don't find the gank that they're looking for, so Team Spirit still looking to find a footing in this game.
Yep, Nature's Prophet hunting around the jungle as an invisor and stole the enemy team's bounty, and we might be seeing something top.
Start coming through. LTW throws down the stun. The cold feet will proc as a result of it, especially with the burst strike now. Another charge, trying to keep them away from Pasha. Stick charges, keep them alive for the time being, and now Patience on the Nature's Prophet. Also appearing. It's gonna be FNG dropping first. Another charge. Biver. It's a lot of trouble. Doesn't have anything to throw out despite the clarity going, and now with the extra bash, almost enough damage to bring him down. Now LTW gets himself out of the trees. That's one way to do it. FNG back from dead, looking for Solo here. Can he get in range for the 11 burst strike? And he can indeed. There should be a dead Spirit Break at the same time. Spaced out pretty damn tanky, especially with that Fairy Fire, but just a little bit of space is all he's got there.
Base created. First death on Virtus.pro.
And some extra space, especially for DK was down bottom. Now up to level 4, but Pasha. All of this action up top. He made the rotation to meet this match.
Just running at him.
Foxy, you're the mid matchup expert in this cast. I've suddenly decided.
I don't know.
Storm Spirit versus Storm Spirit versus Leshrac. Who's supposed to win this lane?
It's definitely Leshrac favored. Even though, just because Leshrac can provide a lot of armor, Storm Spirit is actually a pretty low-ranged hero in terms of his right-click ability. Leshrac has a higher right-click, so he can actually come at him pretty well. And on top of it, Leshrac does have a really good base attack and animation, so it can mess with Storm Spirit a lot. And the kill potential is higher for Leshrac, as we're going to see a charge.
Just on a creep to get out. But middle lane, look at this, Leshrac. I don't know what he was thinking there, but he'll pay the price for it. 3 heroes wrapping around on him. DFO is making a rotation from bottom, as that was also getting a little bit too dangerous for him.
Yeah, he might have thought Storm Spirit low, because Storm Spirit did pop into the jungle for a little bit. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna kill him before his shrine comes up, but then he hit the shrine. Just a little bit greedy there.
You got some revenge top. Charge will connect on ITWs, burning inside the fire. Nothing you can do here, especially with the extra bash. Now, can they find more? Is the next question. Solo's gonna have another charge in a few seconds. 5 ults being slowed down. They will commit for this, so if there's no further rotations, it will be a dead ancient apparition, and indeed, it will be the case. Pasha grabs a double kill. Now, TP straight back to base. Get himself some extra mana.
Just non-stop. Virtus.pro just running at him. I was kind of thinking that maybe Virtus.pro might be a little rusty, as we're going to see a charge into the mid lane. Iceberg half health right now.
Falls away, but now actually gets bashed up on high ground. Would have had enough damage with the stick, enough mana with the stick charges to make that trail himself, but well,
I think that might have been
regardless. Yeah, he chose to do that.
Yeah, he chose to get bashed.
Up on ground. Yep. Tell just from where he decided to go, he would have gone on the high ground himself if he had chosen, but he wanted to separate from this breaker. So well played by him. Engagement top now.
3 heroes around the Batroid. He's proven resilient so far. Coldfield will proc, but the support is there. Solo and Patience. They're committing heavily here, especially with the ultimate as well. He gets an extra illusion, but won't help them any further. Patience now. Coldfield, will they have enough body blocks? They have enough damage, that's for sure. And that's Solo alone. He does have to charge out. They tried to help, end up feeding up another kill here towards this Chaos Knight lane. Came down bottom. Ramses out of mana really, but he does have a soul ring for another lance, and yeah, with the stun coming through from the track, no one making it happen.
Awesome rotation by him. That Necrophos waited a little bit too long to pop Gosha, then hit his wand. He was like, what, 500 HP when you use those two things together?
Yeah, he would actually, if he popped it maybe a little early, he could have delayed, maybe gotten some TV rotations. But yeah, I think he was still dead either way.
Popping
the
a
Leshrac was there also and provided a lot of magic damage.
Yeah, way too much magic damage, so that was something he had to worry about as well. Once he was in that position, I think he was pretty dead, but worth a shot. I guess now he has 13 stick charges that he can use elsewhere.
He definitely can.
They also saying
before, as I guess Virtus.pro is gonna just stop their gank train just for a moment or two. I was actually thinking that maybe Virtus.pro might be a little rusty just because they haven't played since TI, and Team Spirit has been on this frenzy of games. They actually almost just missed out of getting to Star Ladder, or qualifying for Star Ladder. So maybe I was expecting maybe Team Spirit might come out with a little bit more fire, but oh, top lane.
TPM
getting initiated
proper
on.
this time around though. They have the proper formation to get themselves out. LTW though, still in the hunt. We can drag somebody back, and he can. 2 second stun there on to Pasha as well. But double burst strike also onto Solo. Now similar situation as before. Charge coming through though. Biber this time around might end up dying, especially with the badge. Primed perfectly by Solo. So 1-for-1 trade. Ramses, what is he doing here? Also just trying to help, I guess.
Subscribe to the book of aggressive.
Iceberg? Oh yeah, it's fine.
Early rotation on your PO.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
What do you think happens to Storm here? Oh, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's not gonna die.
Dire's structures are fortified.
But Team Spirit actually came out behind in a couple cases here, but they managed to find like kills, counter initiate pretty well, so they're not as far behind as they could be. They're putting up a pretty solid fight against Team Virtus.pro's caliber right now.
Yeah, bottom lane DK Phobos might be in a little bit of trouble. He's getting some TP rotations from the Sand King and Storm Spirit.
Last comes through, the burst strike to turn things around. He's still burning inside the fire, so he will die. Thus for the ultimate for a trade. Iceberg also being part of that. The charge onto Sand King, so FNG is being tracked up, but way too late. He was charging all the way from base. The 2-for-1 trade down here.
And top lane,
God,
might see Phantom Lancer dropping here. He's running away as fast as he can, but he's not as quick as... Actually, he might get away.
Yeah, he's gone.
Okay!
He is out of there.
That was a very good doppelganger by him to outrun one of the fastest heroes in the game, Chaos. And mid, Spearbreaker's charging someone else, non-stop action.
Ooh,
I think he pays for this.
FNG, yeah. Lend your time.
Yeah.
Well played, well played, well played.
Bolt feed, if it does connect, is a 3-second stun at this point, so nothing to scuff at.
It's actually pretty good at stopping Spirit Breaker, because if he has his ultimate up, he'd have to stay in that area to drop his ulti, and the time it takes to do his full combo, he will always get cold feeded. So it's always kind of that cost risk analysis that you need to do very quickly in your head when you're a Spirit Breaker. Do I finish this charge? Where's my team? Is it worth it? But maybe so. Just keeping this AA as far away from level 6, but he is going to crack it just now, so I'm going to expect the aggression from Team Spirit is going to turn up super high in terms of what they can do on this map.
Now it's VP, or once again the aggressive team, or the more aggressive team. Looks like it anyway, with the smoke up between Solo and Noon. The one Noon, yes. Going on a mission, that's for sure. Planting on some
might
wards.
be able to bait him out here. Mid.
Yep, so charge coming through here onto FNG, actually catches a Fiber on the side, now Patience also coming through, pops the ultimate, and no, that's the last on one. So much damage being thrown either both ways though. The Shrek dies, now Iceberg also part of the party, Solo, dropping lower and lower, one more set of right clicks will finish him off, so 3-for-1 trade, not exactly the way that VP wanted this one to go.
Great response from Team Spirit there.
Yeah, they had all their heroes available in the mid lane. They knew something fishy was up. They don't see anybody top. They don't see anybody bottom. Just they knew something was going to happen.
Yeah.
So there's really good game sets there by Team Spirit.
Especially crucial getting that scythe off immediately on the Shrek, just taking him out of the picture.
True. Ah, actually, look at this. Lil is going for a Rod of Atos. What do you think about this, guys?
Will, sorry, without the names, everything becomes so much harder.
Nature's Prophet is going for a Rod of Atos. What do you think about this, Neff?
Thank you, that made it much easier for me.
You're welcome.
Obviously, it's a very strong pickup against Storm Spirit. It's like a very good alternative. Or good
we have a dead Bat Rider bottom.
That's how I want it.
Just because like the severe lack of lockdown for the Storm Spirit, like even Split Earth, I was talking about how zapping Storm Spirit's really good at avoiding Spirit Breakers, both ultimate and charge. Through the charge, you can dash around, prevent going through because it's vulnerable. And then the delay of Split Earth. So Atos is something that has very long range, fairly instant, just pop on the Storm Spirit to set up that Leshrac stun and whatnot, as well as helping him tank up for heroes like Sand King
Radiant's bottom
and
tower
Afro
is under
to
attack.
stop them from killing it. So I think Atos is a really good pickup here on Lil.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think though also is just that when you look at the heroes on both sides, we can see a charge onto Iceberg here. Is he going to be able to get him? I don't think he has the damage. Yeah, and Iceberg is just going to zip away. Maybe just annoying him and tell him like, hey, get out of this jungle. But if you look at the heroes on both sides, in terms of utility, Team Spirit does have a little bit of an advantage. Virtus.pro kind of just has more right-click damage, but in terms of stuns and slows and AOE damage that they can output, Team Spirit does has a little bit more. So, like you said, Neff, I think getting this utility and this kind of stop that they can add on to their arsenal from VP, I think it's a really smart choice for the Nature's Prophet.
Mm-hmm. Lil player, big item.
Little player, big item.
It's starting already again.
I mean, you gotta know this is gonna happen.
Yeah, of course, of course.
You got two pun lords and you took away my chat wheel, so like I gotta do something.
I didn't take away the chat wheel, I'm just profiting from it.
Alright, sorry. Skim took away the chat wheel. Skim did.
Hashtag blame Skim.
Hashtag
all day,
blame
every
Skim.
day.
I don't get it, but I'm gonna laugh.
We're gonna see a smoke up and for Team Spirit here. Iceberg and Biver. This is a very high kill potential here with the Ice Blast coming in.
Yeah, we're getting some of these crucial items coming online as well. Iceberg just finished up his Bloodstone earlier. Ramses on the PL finished up the Fusion Blade. They were looking to make a bit of a more aggressive move as well. Unable to find anyone there now. Ramses. Oh, he's gonna get caught. Ice Blast will connect as well. It does doppelganger out. Now they isolate the right one. Couple more swipes will do the trick. And there we go. No one else really even bothering to try and help out. Too far away from any TP spot. But now, middle lane, ICW also making an appearance. Patience. Can they catch up to Lil here? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, we're aggression back up now that Spirit has stone. Global ganks along with Ice Blast and Storm Spirit are gonna zip on you out of nowhere. Maybe someone else as well, who knows. Can the Bloodstone charges or just dominate this game.
Yeah, we didn't mention this that no one on the left track is actually nowhere close to his Bloodstone just yet. Well, Storm Spirit has already completed this, so Iceberg getting a little bit ahead in terms of the mid lane matchup, as the tier 1 tower mid is gonna fall. Gonna open that matchup. Ooh, zip. Oh, I thought he somehow had vision
Ramses.
there.
What are you doing? Teeping in here unnoticed so far now. FNG already used the burst strike. And bit of charge in. RTW pops the ultimate. Looking to try and catch Solo. Should be able to find him if they can just keep the vision. And there it is. Couple of disables. Drag back.
Where did he go?
Disappeared. He was just into another realm or something.
He went into the nether realm.
Yeah, another round. Ramses might still be in trouble here to catch him out. Biver with his last Ice Vortex. Another doppelganger up, but they find the right one. The burst trying to follow. He just deleted as well. And DK Phobos with Scythe and Illusion. Just for good measure, you know? Just for good measure.
All space for Little though, with the big plays. Oh man, big plays. Look at him. Hard damage in that tier 3 while lost a team fight at bottom. So that's been this. They're probably going to play some Rat Dota. Pretty okay with it, given that they have Batrider and Spirit Breaker. There's constant threat.
Oh, they caught out.
He's TPing.
Nope.
Almost works.
There's constant threat caught out by Spirit Breaker and Batrider. If you by your Nature's Prophet, so that's something.
You can keep cutting out, dude.
Yeah, I think you're cutting out a little bit there, Neff.
Yeah.
Really? I'll have to try and fix that. Give me a moment there.
Meantime, we can continue to marvel at Iceberg. Storm Spirit up to 9k net worth, 15 Bloodstone charges already. And next on the list is the Orchid. So, like, how far can you go in this game, DFB? I
mean, he can go really far. Iceberg's potential is really high. There isn't much that can do to stop him. In terms of, I guess, of maybe a lucky bash, or they're able to lock him down, it's gonna be another kill there. Able to catch him, getting this deep ward down here, in the Radiant jungle, catching that kill out. But yeah, it's Iceberg's game right now. It's it's going to be really hard to stop him, and trying to jump into this team fight against, or initiating against them, against this Team Spirit lineup is going to be difficult. They have a lot of counter initiation, as we've seen in the mid lane and other parts of the map as well. The top lane, a lot has actually happened. They were able to bait them into jumping in on them and catching them out. So it's going to be scary coming into Team Spirit, and Iceberg is going to have a completely free game, I feel, if he's not focused down immediately.
The one hero that he'd have to worry about the most, I guess, would be the Batrider into the follow-up control, but he doesn't even have his Blink Dagger yet. That's also one of the indications that you can look at to see how VP haven't really had the best game. Gotta pick it up soon. He also obviously went for the drums first, but he opted to skip the Tranquil Boots that you often see in Batriders as well.
Yeah, he actually also, he was having a great time anyway, so I don't blame him for this bottle pick. Sometimes Batriders actually skip this bottles. They rely on kind of this wands and maybe infused drain drop, as we're gonna maybe see an engagement here in the mid lane.
Well, ultimates, and he's just dead. Chaos at this point, with the Arnold, with the Echo Saber already proven to be a force to be reckoned with. Iceberg, a little bit too little mana in the tank, and now actually gets stunned up. Pull the Shrek, throwing down some spells, but no follow-up from the rest of his team. No one really in range. Actually convert them into something.
Yeah, I really like this movement from Team Spirit. They're prioritizing Iceberg's game right now, and they're making all these little smoke rotations and setting up kills for him so he can just rack up those Bloodstone charges. He's gotten 4 kills with it after getting it, and now he's up to 16. So he's starting to approach this area where he can just kind of have this free death, so to speak, and he will still have 12.
Go ICW, bringing them back. Everyone is here, but so is the Stormspirit. Not into the stun though. Ice Blast comes through, but Iceberg, well, he has to get the hell out of there. The Scythe will chop away at the Leshrac. Nekros himself, though, a little bit of trouble. Does have some heals under the Ghost Shot. Not enough magic damage. Another charge on front trades so far. Iceberg, well, there's so much he can heal up there, but it's enough to get himself one more kill, maybe second with the Atos as well. Well, Biver, he's steeping out and he will be successful one more time. Iceberg and DK Phobos, well, still there, still on the high ground, giving them that extra bonus stats. And DK Phobos, well, this time he'll finally fall here with the utilization of the Diffusal Blade, and FMG trying to help. He also drops down.
Ooh, oh boy.
Meant to make a joke there with the high ground giving buffs, but I think that the delivery was off, so don't call me out on that.
It was actually kind of unfortunate because so they were all hit by Ice Blast, and then when no one died, no one can hear. His teammates were not able to regen from that Bloodstone burst, so they had to sit back and go back to the shrine, wait for the Ice Blast to cool off, and they had the shrine. Batrider, Pasha tried to make a great play by continuing that fight and give vision, but in terms of trying to get those kills, they were a little bit slow coming out, and Epicenter was not in the best place to get used there. So we're gonna see a big zip here to catch Solo.
A lot of damage on that too, and that'll be yet another kill up to 20 Bloodstone charges now.
Yeah, but going back to that fight there, it was difficult for them to lock down Iceberg. He got away and then ended with 19, now 20 Bloodstone charges after that kill on Solo. So Iceberg is getting pretty scary here. Ice Blast to the mid lane. You're gonna see a jump, big jump.
So dead again, maybe not. A couple of zips here and there. Way to go. Nice
exit strategy.
Okay. There's the ultimate. No extra illusion, but get dragged back once again onto Ramsey. He does have the doppelganger available, but now the burst strike, follow up. The last leader just try and give them some space. Getting himself up to the high ground, and now, well, he'll lose FNG for it. Noble sacrifice is made. Another TP from Patience ahead of everyone here, and he's just gonna get swiped down.
Oh no.
Another charge. He can arm the toggles away a little bit, but now with all this damage and all this lockdown, Iceberg now this time, well, gets a zip out. Ice Blast gives him some extra space, but he's forced to deny himself as well.
Instant respawn
and
from Iceberg.
Fiber, well, they catch him in time too. So good set of events here finally for VP. Getting some of these Bloodstone charges right back here that the Leshrac lost. And some lane pressure as well. Top lane, that's been taken care of by DK Phobos. He wasn't part of that fight.
Yeah, he's gonna continue his farming here. He's gonna try to build himself. He did get a little bit behind to finish up his Atos here, but they finally were able to cut down on these Bloodstone charges for Iceberg. I was a little bit skeptical on Lil making that teleportation ahead of them, but they, Virtus.pro communicating very well and saying that, hey, we can keep this fight going, we can catch up that Chaos Knight, he's almost dead, unfightable position. Whereas Epicenter getting used on Ramses, but he seems to be just fine.
FOG just short with a burrow strike. Now bottom shrine here, Iceberg. Okay, but gets dragged back. Shrike with a follow-up stun, as well as the charge coming through. That's a nice kill to get indeed. Now Bloodstone up to 20 earlier, now down to 9 charges.
That has to feel so bad.
Well, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, literally a minute and a half ago we had 20 Bloodstone charges. Now he's down to 9, less than half.
Right. Be time to get try and get Wacky Nav back into it.
I think I'm alive, boys.
Yeah. Sounds better for now, so hey.
Nice.
Alright.
Lob.
Awesome. So I'm gonna take over for a minute here and say, holy shit, that's Storm Spirit losing all those Bloodstone charges. He was at 21 just a moment ago, now he's at 9. That is very unfortunate if you're the Storm Spirit.
We just said the same thing twice already.
Really?
Why you gotta do that?
My mistake, guys.
Well,
but then I said it, so it was better. Sorry, I had to fix all my audio and whatnot. So I was out of it for a bit. They didn't manage to take down Roshi. There's no way they can react fast enough at this point.
Yeah, they know they're coming too. They hit a scan there.
Oh, Flame Break coming in just a little bit too late. Try and prevent anything, so... Oh, that's a good one. Iceberg coming in deep here. Solo should die to this, especially with the Ice Blast bouncing through as well. Time to repair that Bloodstone count, and now, well... Aegis in hand, Storm's with arguably one of the best Aegis carriers in the game by far, so... Well, tier 1's being pinged out up top. This is an obvious target. How far can it take this after this one, though?
They can probably take down the tier 2s. I'd be a little bit worried.
Maybe some more heroes. Middle lane! They're gonna lurk, but now the last on Storm's Spirit decides to try and bring down Phantom Lance, and not quite enough damage, so it does get a doppelganger out. Iceberg unable to follow. Now another blink here from the Shrek. Trying to get closer, trying to look scary. Now the charge. Want Iceberg here, they want to bring him down. But can they? Do they want to commit for this? The answer is no.
I mean, yeah, they can. I would understand why they want to do it. Just being able to take that Aegis pressure off immediately off of them, so that way Team Spirit can't just apply this map pressure around them for the next 5 minutes. It's like the same idea when like in your pubs you see an Ursa take Roshan, but he comes out really low. It's actually more beneficial to try to fight the Ursa right after he takes the Aegis, not only because he is pretty low, as we're gonna... Oh, yeah, I thought Iceberg was gonna make a jump onto no one there on the left track. But just so you can just remove that pressure that's gonna be coming onto your team, and then you can kind of play normal Dota, so to speak. But one thing we're not... we kind of touched on a little bit, but we're not talking fully, as Lil is picking up his Orchid, is that Lil has been applying a lot of map pressure here, and forcing... Ooh,
what?
From Iceberg.
Cancel that TP just in time.
That Nature's Prophet needs to be alive and pushing out lanes at all times. Without that, it's really easy for the enemies to push him without the threat of it. Like, you managed to chunk down the tower at top lane, the tier 3, back when they lost Radiant lost the team fight of bottom, Virtus.pro. Like, he can push out bottom lanes to threaten that tier 2. Without him, they can take 2 towers here easily. So that's probably what they're going to do. That guy absolutely has to stay alive. He's a staple in the lineup.
Yeah, he was even get that tier 2 bottom and down to less than half health. As we're going to see Team Spirit push this top lane. I think this probably should be a free tower for them. They do have vision behind the tower, and they're going to drop a sentry. So Solo is aware that, oh god, maybe I should not be here. But immediately, we're going to see that Lil is TPing to the back behind this tier 2 bottom. So initiation coming down here, catching out the Bat Rider.
Good catch there. It's the one red here, if you will, in terms of initiation that they have. But right now, well, they just know it. They know that they can't fight Team Spirit. Yeah, absolutely. Still have a Shrek here.
Go back.
That's a good trade here. Tier 1 for tier 2, but top lane, well, this fight's still going on. Ramsey's caught out. Can it drag back the right one? Well, not quite in range here with the actual Chaos Knight. Don't leave a solution to chunk away at the tier 2. Meanwhile, Iceberg, he was the one going back, trying to defend this. But in the meantime, up top, Lil, Do some quick skipping action here as well.
Time to cut the waves.
Pushing and pulling and dragging them all over the map.
Yeah, he's channeling the TI7 mind control. These cut off, these lane cutting plays.
Oh yeah.
If it wasn't for this Storm Spirit, I mean the Leshrac and the Nature's Prophet heading bottom and taking the tower out, though they kept pushing, especially with that Aegis. So the threat of split pushing, routing the enemies, it's like one of the things that's holding Team Spirit back from making that push on the high ground. They're playing super well, Nature's Prophet especially, but again, he absolutely just died.
Charge still connecting here into FNJ and also find the Ancient Apparition. Not a whole lot he can do there, so it's 2 free support kills. On the back of that. Phobos, they have to use.
Nice use.
Much more important kill get too. He is so screwed. Ouch, triple kill. Ramses is taking all these. Now, all of a sudden, they're on the verge of pushing high ground themselves. They don't quite have a creep wave though.
It is.
Can they backdoor this here with some twin stacking? I mean, you do have Edict and shit.
They have level 4 Edict coming off cooldown. Nature's Prophet actually TPs away, so he can actually apply double map pressure.
Alright,
big jump in
there from Iceberg, but force off away, he's still being locked down, but silence ends. No more mana on the Storm Blade, he's actually not trouble, still has the Aegis though for a little bit longer. Alt W in the middle of that. No ultimate throw out now. Out of mana. He does have plenty of 4.0 thanks to the heart. Now, well, there's the stone. There's the stun, I should say. 4-star forward. They're desperately trying to keep him alive, and they do. And now, Iceberg coming back in here as the Aegis pops. Turning this around. Radiant's heroes dropping lower and lower. No one died here just yet. Iceberg needs to try and finish somebody off, but you just can't. It's too much firepower here. There it is. Another zip, but now, well, stun almost hitting there. The charge will connect.
Oh.
That'll be the one kill that they get as Solo sacrifices himself. Top tier 3 almost dead, but yeah, as you guys said, bottom lane, all of that will space created. Tier 3 dead, and these Treants should be able to finish up the rain tracks unless Iceberg. Oh, he just denies it.
Middle finger. Middle finger to the Nature's Prophet right there, denying that. Storm Spirit has the Lincoln Spirit now, so catching him will be more of a problem than it was before. Like, again, you saw how difficult it was for the Spirit Breaker and the Leshrac to try and lock down that Storm Spirit. He got to zip around as much as he wanted, even though his Aegis expired mid-fight. That was pretty unfortunate timing, or very good timing from Virtus.pro, depends how you want to look at it. But he has a Lincoln's now, so like Nature's Prophet's ability to catch him out is going to be very limited. Like maybe you can disable the Lincoln's the charge, but I just think the Storm Spirit's getting harder and harder to kill as this game goes on. Next he's building a Shiva, so he's too hard to take down with the physical damage that they have.
Yeah, he wants to slow down being able to clear those illusions from PL, and have a little bit more control and vision. But I think even though he got the Lincolns, which is a really good pickup, Virtus.pro has a lot of answers to that. They have a lot of ways they can break the Lincolns, not to mention that Nature's Prophet ulti breaks Lincoln, so they can do some fancy plays. They have HOSs, they have Yules, 4-staffs, even a long-range charge if the Bat Rider is in position to get the initiation out. So there are ways that they can answer this Lincolns, but yeah, as you said, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. As Lil is actually just sending in Treants to try to take out this bottom shrine. It's pretty funny, pretty cheeky play from Lil.
Nibbled away at it quite decently so far. About 600 health points, but it's make no mistake, Team Spirit, they're in dire straits. I need to find some sort of solution that has to consist of catching out Nature's Prophet, but Lil, well, he's building Shadowblade. All he has is Shadow Amulets. All he's doing, just standing somewhere on a map, trying to figure out where they are, and once he's sure, he's gonna TP to the other side of it and put on pressure there. Just so hard to do without a Spirit Breaker or something like that of your own.
Yeah. Talk about how strong Nature's Prophet is. Like, he's really making this game right now. I definitely think Lil is the biggest player in this game.
No.
Smoke from both teams here. The double damage rune is being baited out though by Team Spirit, and now double burst strike. Follow-up stun, ILTW comes through. That's one hero deleted with the scythe now. Well, Ramsey's still in the middle of that. Has a bunch of illusions, but that's the next one. Iceberg, long range zip here. Do they have the control? Doesn't quite get in range for electric vortex as it stands, but FNG can repair that. Another drag back and a double kill for ILTW. Great play there. It's one of these things that you can do that don't happen in every game. Baiting out a DD rune like that, but gave them some time, some space, maybe to look towards the next Roche, which is a long respawn though, so no luck there.
Yeah, having this vision, the vision game is going to be pretty huge for Team Spirit. Being able to, one, scout out where Lil is TPing as well, but also being able to push their, to execute their team fights and ganks. It's going to be pretty important because what Virtus.pro can do is that they can just jump around the map and then kind of catch you off guard and be in these weird positions, but I think the ordered position for Team Spirit needs to be in areas in terms of rotation areas and not, or in the lane, and not be like in these kind of more conventional spots like on the shrines and whatever. And here, this one was able to catch for that team fight, so so I commend that ward spot there because that helped them win that team fight. But maybe if their future wards can be like in these Tinker ward areas, where Lil is now sitting up there and being a complete nuisance and sending treants to this top shrine, but maybe in the jungle or in ways that they're going to be trying to move around the map and be sneaky.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to point out though is Storm Spirit starting to get his Bloodstone charges back up again. He's again hard to take out this Lincoln Sphere. I really think that was a good pickup. I don't think you think it was that huge of a deal, but I think that thing is huge, limiting what they can do. Also like to point out, I don't think you guys acknowledged my joke earlier that I made about Little. Just
don't try to make that happen, please.
Yeah, don't try to make that happen.
Stop.
What I want to talk about is ILTW with his heart and his blink dagger.
Yeah.
In some ways, I've been seeing some Chaos Knights actually pick this up in order to chase down and catch up. He needs to be able to get to the back lines and get in and out of fights. We're going to see a charge actually on him.
Gets charged up, but the ultimate already used plenty of illusions, but BKB is coming through. He has so much bashes, so much control onto this Chaos Knight. This time, well, he's the one dying. They do trade for the Bat Rider, but now Icebrook. Oh, well, forced to deny himself straight off the bat.
Oh, dangerous.
He miscalculated there or something, I don't know. Too much mana burn. These are the kind of plays, I mean, yeah. They did the same thing to VP just a couple of moments ago, but of course they're just as vulnerable. If you jumped on like that, if you're not entirely sure where the enemy team is, and now this is the team VP with the advantage going high ground already, because they have this one bottom rank slightly pushing in. You have low tier 3s, and now it's at least another rain tracks going down. FNG with the epicenter channeled. Cold Feet actually proccing a lot of damage with the Ice Blast too. They're gonna get rid of Lashrak. Ramsey's also caught by that. It's a little bit more damage here with the Cold Feet proccing again. They'll bring him down too.
Bottom lane, Lil is split pushing.
Very costly offense here, still because of this Lil. Just objective-based gaming here. Kills me nothing, he says. Building
Throw means everything.
Yeah.
Throw means everything. Yeah, as soon as his trance came off cooldown, he TP'd bottom lane and started pushing that tower. He knew that even if they are able to channel the epicenter and get that ice boss off, that he was going to get that bottom Rex.
Yeah, they have strong abilities, but they can't be in two places at once. Little player, big plays. Come on, guys, make it happen. Come on.
And further commending Lil here, while they were going down for that push, he was able to use his treants to take out the top shrine on the Dire. So good map awareness and good plays. I think that Virtus.pro, the way they're coming into this game, when it comes down to 5v5 fights, they might seem a little bit weaker. They do have 2 BKB, so they can mitigate some damage, but they're kind of stretching. Ooh, Lil might get cut out here, but he's gonna be just fine. No detection.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, they're stretching this map out, and it's making it very difficult for Team Spirit to keep up with them. As tanky and as dangerous as their team fight is.
Well, doing the best at the very least here, itemizing in the right fashion. Stormcloak went for the Boots of Travel early. Alright, that's an ultimate committed Bat Rider. He should die here, more than likely. Diver though, well, he gets caught out as reinforcements come in. BKBs from Ramsey as well as the track. Gonna try and bring down the big CK again, and they will. The lasso drag back here onto Necrophos. Good stun there from somebody, but will only delay the inevitable. It's another hero down, 3 for nothing. Damn.
Yeah, they used all their abilities to catch out 9 Pasha, and once he was caught, Solo was just able to charge through freely, and Leshrac was able to do everything that he wanted to do. So Good bait, tactical feed for 9 Pasha.
Well, I guess he did buy back, so he's not gonna have that available. But they will secure Roshan in return, and this might just be the nail on the coffin. I mean, what's to stop them from brute forcing down the mid rack like that while Treen's nibbling away at top or something?
Epicenter.
Epicenter. I mean, the team fight is still pretty strong for Team Spirit. They can still come in. FNG on the Sand King can still do a lot of. Yeah.
And he's trying to dodge it. They did see it come in with the central wards, so I don't know what's going on.
No one takes the Aegis, and Ramses will take the cheese in his backpack.
Alright.
What can Team Spirit do now to just stabilize?
They just need a huge net worth advantage, in my opinion. Right now, they aren't getting that. As the lanes start to push in, maybe they'll get enough farm, but they lost map control. They've lost so many of their shrines. They have no tier 2s outside their base to teleport to. And they have really strong heroes as far as like taking the fight to the enemy, picking off people who are trying to farm independently with Nature's Prophet, Spirit Breaker, and Bat Rider. So their options are becoming more limited as time goes by. Without a net worth advantage, I think they just get run over by the Nature's Prophet eventually.
This game was anything, then it's not been a game of net worth advantage, that's for sure. If you look at the graphs, it hasn't exceeded 3,000 gold either way.
Yeah, it's been pretty close. Each team has been able to trade towers pretty evenly, but in terms of trading efficiently for those building damage, Virtus.pro was just able to come out a tad bit ahead. It's been pretty impressive on their end.
An aggressive move.
One problem I think has been in these team fights we haven't touched on is Ramses. Being able to come in with this Diffusal Blade and just eat all Chaos Knight's mana. Yeah. A large part of what Chaos Knight can do in terms of how strong he is being able to pull people in Reality Rift and lower that armor reduction by 8, you know, stun people, and just be like this huge this monster and just eat people alive with all his illusions. But if he can't pull people in and stun them, then you know, he just becomes like this big giant creep. He doesn't attack the fastest, even with the Echo Saber Armlet, in terms of like a hero like BL, just have all that natural attack speed with the agility. Lil's gonna get out of that gank up from Iceberg top lane, but it looks like now they're gonna make their push into the mid lane.
Iceberg, he's kind of low on mana, he's regenerating up quite nicely, but still.
Oh, Chaos Knight.
Charge onto LTW, slowed down, solo with a follow-up control here with the stun from the Shrek. That's all it takes. It does get the ultimate off, but that's a bit of a waste. No health points, so no health illusions either. Like, get Biver too. So right clicks will finish him off, so it's all down to Iceberg. He will get the Bat Rider, so he's not going to be able to come back anytime soon. But hey, Epicenter, FNG, turning things around here, and going straight for the Nature's Prophet, the guy that cost him so much grief. But now the double stunner from Shrek, he will get paid for it with his life. It's DK forward. Unaffected here. With everything that's been happening here, thanks to this BKB, gets bashed up one more time, I believe. The Iceberg, the big one, has fallen. So is FNG, and now Nekafos. Last man standing, but not for too long. GG is called. Virtus.pro turn things around.
Yeah,
objective-based gaming works every time.
Just don't. This is what happens when you change your name to anime names, though. Just lose to it.
Hey, but if you have anime pictures as your profile pictures, you win Dota.
Not me. Not me. Anyway, your thoughts on this game, Foxy?
I think it was kind of a little back and forth here. I think that Team Spirit was pretty